Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new NVIDIA daily update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over NVIDIA. Let's talk about what is happening to NVIDIA. This poor stock, the king of the market, just completely tanking. 7 red days, or I guess candles more specifically, in a row. Pretty unusual stuff. Again, this is not something you usually see. Again, a red candle doesn't mean a red day. For instance, up here, this wasn't a red day. This was just a red candle because we closed lower than we opened. But nonetheless, it's not something you see very often. If I zoom out over here, take a look. I want to zoom out very, very far. You have to look back pretty far to see even something remotely close to this many red candles in a row. This was probably one of the more recent times right here. And this was back in 2022 where we had this many red candles in a row. Doesn't happen very often. Even this was 6, and this I think was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're at 7 right now. If we get 8 red candles tomorrow, that would be arguably potentially a record for NVIDIA. 8 in a row is, I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Anyways, all that being said, I digress. Let's go over NVIDIA. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. And of course, if you enjoy my technical analysis, well, again, I do share my thoughts with my members every single day in my YouTube private membership section. The link is down below if you're interested in joining constantly throughout the day as the market's open and trading for just $3 a month. A link is in the description, I should say. Link is $3 a month. You get access to all my Tesla updates, broader market updates, SPY, VIX, Qs, etc. Again, just $3 a month, different time frame analysis, options flow, etc. $5 includes NVIDIA updates as well if you're interested in those throughout the trading day as the market's open and trading. 7 includes the whole package. You get access to my tier 3 posts, which includes pretty much every other stock in the market that, when there's something worth sharing, of course, and access to my private Discord where we have a tier 3 chat room, very active chat room as well. A lot of members day trading there, sharing thoughts, opinions, etc. I obviously talk in there sometimes as well myself. And every Sunday, I do chart requests with members. But ladies and gentlemen, NVIDIA down 3.65%, obviously going down with the market itself. The market, again, NVIDIA more or less follows the market for the most parts. Not having a great day today, right? Definitely having a bit of an oopsie-doopsie kind of day. Definitely going a little bit lower than I expected. I actually expected a bounce by now. I honestly expected 195 to 190. Being the bounce. I expected 195 to be the bounce zone, maybe 190. We actually ended up visiting almost 185. We were the lows of the day at 186.4, which is pretty insane. I'll be honest. That's a little bit more aggressive than I expected, but that's not to say that my thesis. Sorry, my cat is destroying my foot right now. She's clawing my foot beyond. Lumi, stop. Lumi, no. Sorry, guys. My cat she's literally destroying my foot. Anyway, but that's not to say that I'm flipping bearish, right? I'm still not flipping bearish. And there's a few reasons. Number one, NVIDIA is still at major support. I actually don't think it's broken down key levels that would make me worried personally, right? It's still at arguably probably the most important level now, or at least at the low of the day roughly, which of course, as you can see, if I take the Fibonacci from the low over here to this high over here, we got pretty close, not quite, but pretty close to the green Fibonacci's right around here at around 184 roughly, which is, around that 185 support as well. Also where the 50 EMA is sitting. So we got very, 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 very close to some significant support, probably the biggest support that you can possibly ask for. I just didn't think we'd go down there this quickly, to be completely honest with you. I thought we'd probably stop closer to 190. 185 though, yeah, huge support. Again, green Fibonacci's, you can see there. You know how much the stock loves those green Fibonacci's. We have the 50 EMA as well, not too far below that, pretty much right at those green Fibonacci's. Lumi, stop, please. This cat is just, thankfully I have socks on. Phenomenal supports, but you have to remember this is also a massive area of support because this was an area of major resistance in the past, and now we're pretty much trying to turn it back into support as well. So in other words, I'm not bearish on NVIDIA yet, right? We'd pretty much have to lose, in my opinion, below 184/5 roughly, and also turn it into a resistance. If we do something like that and we turn it into a resistance, that is where I start having problems. As of right now, especially when you have this many red candles in a row, I find it hard to believe NVIDIA is not going to have a green day tomorrow. It would be, again, pretty much setting a record for 8 red candles in a row, which is just not something you see on a stock like this almost ever, really. So let's see, guys. Let's see. But I still view this. Lumi, please. Lumi, stop. But I still see it as sitting in major support. Okay, give me 1 second. Sorry. Lumi, can you please stop? This is the culprit, by the way. She's a kitten. She's only like 2.5 months old. That's why she's so playful and just clawing everything. But nonetheless, I still view major support down around this general region, guys. Going over to the 15-minute time frame, and she's back down to my foot. Going back to the 15-minute time frame, the way I look at it and the way I like that NVIDIA is kind of holding up here is the fact that you can see it's been kind of getting resisted by the 9 EMA on the 15-minute chart the entire time, lower lows, lower highs. And then off this lower low here, it ended up setting a higher high, and now this could be that lower higher low being set for the first time, right? If you take the Fibonacci's on the 15 here, you can see this is most likely the green Fibonacci's once again. Yes, it is, right? Beautiful jump into the green Fibs here. And now we have a chance to actually reverse course, at least going into tomorrow, where we were setting lower lows, lower highs into a higher high, higher low. And I would expect a higher high going into tomorrow, potentially even if we really get a rally as high as 195 tomorrow or early next week. Now, this is where things get interesting, because as we start getting this rally, because we need some rallies here, we need some movement to the upside to start setting up this pattern more with more data. It's hard to digest this pattern properly because we don't have enough data yet, because all we're doing is just going down. We need to get bounces so that we can determine where the trend lines, I guess, should be put. As of right now, there's no very obvious place, at least in my opinion. I mean, you can absolutely make an argument on the 1 hour time frame that looks something like this, I guess you can say, right? That is an argument to be made, which in this case, pretty much breaking above 195-ish would be that bullish signal even further to where I think we'll come back up and test the low 200s. But, you know, I do believe NVIDIA is still setting up a rally into earnings, even though it sounds impossible. And again, the stocks love doing these kind of things. I do still view it as setting up a rally into earnings as long as these Fibonacci's right around here hold. As long as we do not go below the 50 EMA and these green Fibs, I continue overall maintaining a bullish bias on NVIDIA as we start approaching earnings to ultimately get a bounce from here. Now, whether or not we get a bounce above all-time highs, that I'm not as confident in anymore, to be completely honest with you, but a bounce nonetheless, right? I would still expect a bounce from here going into earnings. Yeah, maybe the very low 200s. I still wouldn't fully be surprised by that whatsoever. But again, we'll take it step by step, day by day, and we'll have to see how the stock reacts to now potentially 195 as a resistance and 200 as a resistance. But breaking above them would, of course, unlock further and further levels above. So hopefully that makes sense. But all in all, no, I personally have not flipped bearish on the stock yet. And, you know, I gave you the level that would need to break for me to start potentially, not necessarily flipping bearish, but definitely it's not being anywhere near, not bullish at all anymore. Yeah, about 185, 184, about 184, we'll say. That is the level that I definitely do not want to see lost on NVIDIA. So watch for that, guys, moving forward. That's going to be, in my opinion at least, a very crucial region. We also have the 1 hour SMI. You can see all the way down at the very bottom, which is a good sign to see. But more importantly, and this is the one I personally like a lot more, all those confluences I just mentioned on the daily time frame, the 50 EMA, the green Fibonacci, is just really 185-ish support region, right? We also have the 4 hour SMI back to the bottom of the region. And again, take a look. Whenever we've been chopping up here, every time it's come down to the bottom of the region, it's been at or very damn close to a bottom. And we're there once again. So let's see, guys. Let's see how this pattern plays out. And let's see if we repeat this again, ultimately. So all in all, that's what I got for you guys. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. NVIDIA options flow. Overall, still more bullish than bearish, but definitely, you know, overall more mixed. Towards the end of the day, some more bearishness came in as well, but I would still argue it's pretty mixed, to be completely honest with you. The only thing that would make me slightly concerned from, you know, from a bullish perspective is there was a 380,000 put came in, 185 strike for tomorrow. That's the only concerning sign I see. Otherwise, it's pretty mixed, slightly bullish leaning. But all in all, thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.